What's poppin' and welcome back to another video. Today is the 27th of December 2021. We're in the middle days. I don't know if that's what you call it in other countries too, but the days between Christmas and New Year's, we call those the middle days in Sweden. And I happen to have the week off from my normal job because in Sweden there's this policy that you need to take 30 days or you have 30 paid days of vacation every year, and you need to take 20 of those. And I'd only taken 13 for this whole year, so I actually was forced to take 7 days off during this week. So that's quite nice, quite good. And I thought it was a good opportunity to work quite a bit on this whole project. So today I thought we were gonna do some ghostwriting services on Fiverr. We were not gonna do some, we were gonna buy some ghostwriting services on Fiverr. We're gonna pay people to write songs for us, essentially. So let's get to that. So let's head over to Fiverr. Okay, so I already found this one. I think we're gonna try to find a couple of examples and then we're gonna go for them. Let's just have a look at these. We're gonna go with the ones who don't have really that many good reviews or that many reviews, because I think that's gonna be more interesting to compare. Up to 1,000 words, okay, interesting. Someone who's from the UK. Damn, this one is expensive. No, not that one. They will write enchanting fan fictional and original short stories. 4 to 8, that's what we're gonna go for. Take one of these, and then we can always come back if they're good. We can just, you know, sample which ones we like, and then we can come back, see if we want anything else that rhymes. Okay, maybe we could get something that rhymes. 100 words. No, it's like a poem. Come on. We need something which is a little bit longer. The most beautiful story for children. Okay, we have quite a few. 5 of them. We're gonna get 5 orders. No, 4. We're gonna buy from 4 different people, and then we're gonna compare them, see how they turn out, and then of course pay someone to do the voice acting as well. And then after that we're gonna see which one's nice, and we'll probably order more from that person. And so I'm gonna say I'm looking for a children's story that is for children between 5 and 8, because that's kind of like the classics range which we're going for. And I think also when I did the market research regarding this, that's the age range we decided to go with, and preferably about animals. And then we're gonna go with that. And we're gonna copy that, and we're gonna give everyone the same instructions to make the comparison as fair as possible. Then. And I feel like they always become very happy when you say that you're the pro, you have creative flexibility, do whatever you think is good. Boom! Okay, so we've made 4 different orders on Fiverr. We're gonna give them, I think that we're gonna take between 2 and 5 days. So we're gonna give them the time to submit their stories, and then we're gonna review them, see which one's good. They all cost about the same, around $15 for a 1,000-word story. That seems to be kind of like a standard price, and we got 4 of those just now. So let's see how they turn out. Then we're gonna, of course, put them through the whole process of getting a voice actor to read them, and we're gonna make a cover for them, etc. But that's pretty much all we can do right now. So let's wait for the people to submit their orders, and I'll see you then.
1 week later.
What's poppin'? It's been a week exactly since we filmed the last part, and we've gotten all 4 deliveries. So with that said, Let's see what we've gotten delivered, what kind of stories we have, if it's something we can use in the app, if they're any good. Let's have a look at them. So I think I've approved all of the orders except for one, because this is one that just came in just now today. So this one cost $10, and I'm not sure what this is. I think it's a PDF. Sweet, 7 pages. Whoa. Okay, it's quite long. Okay, but they've used like size 24 text. Okay, actually, let's download all of them and then we'll take a look afterwards. Honestly, I don't care if it's good or not. I'm just gonna say that I'm very satisfied. I guess here I'm an enemy to the market theory, since, you know, technically if it's bad I should leave a bad review so that they don't go on selling their insufficient services to others. But right now we're gonna screw that and we're just gonna go with this. And no tips, because we live in Sweden. I don't understand what's wrong with all these tips. Like, if you want a price, you set the price to begin with. I don't understand the whole tip economy. Like, it's just dumb to me. I'm sorry now if I'm offending anyone, but like, if you have a price, you set your price and then that's that. Why bother making, you know, if you want more money, just say you want more money to begin with. I don't understand the whole tip theory. This one was quite funny. I got delivered a JPEG of, like, I'm not sure who that is. If that's her family or what's the deal? But that's what she delivered to begin with, and then I got this one. Okay, so with that said, let's quickly speed through all of them. Josh the Crocodile. This is the first one. Let me get my storyteller voice on. Once upon a time there was a crocodile whose name was Josh. Josh the crocodile was young and lived with his parents in the river, just like many other crocodiles. Crocodiles are known to be very scary animals with big mouths full of pointed teeth and an ugly look and a very bad temper. Josh's parents were a great example of this, as they had huge teeth. They were also very grumpy and always upset. However, little Josh was different from the rest of the crocodiles. It so happened that Josh had a very, very small and not very sharp teeth, like those of a person, which were hardly useful for eating. It is also well known that crocodiles like to eat meat, as there's no other food that they enjoy more in this world. However, little Josh did not enjoy meat. He preferred to eat fruits, a vegan crocodile. He preferred to eat fruits which were very sweet and tasted very good in his mouth, and to eat vegetables which were delicious and were not as hard as meat. Besides, meat was very tough to chew with such dull teeth as Josh had. Whenever he was in the presence of his parents, Josh the crocodile behaved very grumpy. He was growling all the time with a look on his face that indicated he was upset and scared to other animals. But when he was alone, little Josh could be himself again and play with Emily, who was his friend. Emily was a small bird who had once landed on Josh's head, mistaking him for a rock. Realizing he was a crocodile, Emily had said, don't eat me, I don't taste good." To which Josh replied, "Oh, I'm not going to eat you, I don't like meat, you don't have to worry about that." Much relieved, okay, no more character voices. Much relieved, Emily asked him, "And what do you want in return for not eating me?" "You don't have to give anything to me," Josh said, "because I was still going to do it. I still wasn't going to do it, but there's something I would like. I'd like you to be my friend." Since then, Emily and Josh had become very good friends, and it was Emily who had advised him that when Josh met his parents, he should behave like a fearsome crocodile. But little Josh could no longer stand having to pretend to be something he was not. "I've had enough, Emily," Josh said to his friend. "I don't want to pretend to be a grumpy crocodile like my parents. I don't even have sharp teeth like them." "But Josh," Emily replied, "if your parents find out you're different from them, they'll be very upset with you." Hearing these words, little Josh felt paralyzed. He didn't want his parents to be upset with him. As grumpy as mom and dad crocodile were, Josh loved them very much, but he didn't like having to tell them lies. But as it became more and more noticeable that little Josh did not have teeth like his parents, and because Josh was very smart, he had false teeth made, which were dentures, a crocodile with dentures, which he wore when he walked along the river with mom and dad. In this way, Josh's parents were very proud of him. They always said, "Our little Josh is grumpy and scary. How proud we are of him." However, it happened that the rainy season started in the jungle, and that year it rained more than ever. It rained by day and it rained by night. Sometimes it rained a lot, sometimes it rained a little, but it never stopped raining. And it rained so much that the river filled as it had never filled before, making the currents stronger. And even though the crocodiles always stay close to the banks, the currents were still very strong. One day, little Josh was walking along the river with his parents when a current swept him away. His parents were very worried and tried to save him, but the current was strong and fast, dragging the little crocodile. Nevertheless, Josh was strong and could swim very well, so he was able to fight the current and make it back to where his parents were. The only problem was that thanks to the sudden movements, his dentures had fallen out, so his parents knew he didn't have sharp teeth, and they were very shocked. "Mom, Dad," Josh then said, "I have to tell you something." And he told his parents that he didn't have sharp teeth and that he didn't like meat, because he thought fruits and vegetables tasted better and he didn't like being a grump, and that he preferred to play with other animals, especially his friend Emily. And that he didn't want to keep telling them lies, because he knew that lies were a very bad thing. And although his parents were very upset at first, they understood that at the moment their son was not like them, and that even so he was a great crocodile who knew how to swim better than all the others. Since then, little Josh no longer has to pretend to be something he's not, being able to eat vegetables and play with Emily whenever he wants. And even though his parents don't share his opinions, they love him just the same and are proud of him. To swim better than all the others. Since then, little Josh no longer has to pretend to be something he's not, being able to eat vegetables and play with Emily whenever he wants. And even though his parents don't share his opinions, they love him just the same and are proud of him. Damn, I thought it was really good. That cost me like $10. That's crazy. That's real talent. They've taken like just a request for an animal story and they turn it into something really good. It has some like ethics and morals in there, you know? It's like, whoo, next level stuff. Yeah, that's for sure. I think there's a 5 out of 5. Really nice. Chester the Farmer. Okay, I'm not a big fan of the green color here, to be honest. I don't really understand why you make the background green, but let's have a read through it anyway. One day, Ruby, Riley, and Rose were coming home from school and they saw 5 sheep roaming down the lane. Look at those sheep, Rose pointed towards the fluffy clouds wandering freely. They look so adorable, don't they? Of course they do, but did you see the dot? But did you see the tags around their necks? It says Chester, the evilest farmer. It means they belong to Chester, the farmer, said Ruby. They must have escaped from his farm. What are we going to do about these innocent sheep? We'd better tell Chester, said Rose. We should not do anything. Let's walk away, replied Ruby. But Rose and Riley were thinking the opposite. They did not want to let the sheep stray away to hurt themselves. Chester is a rude person. He never lets us into the farm. He never let anyone pick strawberries in his massive field. Those yummy, juicy red strawberries. I am not helping him, Ruby exclaimed loudly and angrily. Riley replied, we all know that the farmer is a horrible man, but letting these sheep all by themselves is not the right thing to do, Ruby. However, Ruby was not convinced to help, so she walked away while Rose and Riley stood aside from the lane, wondering what to do. They knew exactly what to do, but was too afraid of the farmer. Their owner of the sheep, Rose and Riley, bravely decided to go to the farm and inform Chester, the farmer, about the sheep who got out of the farm. We both can't go, Riley. One of us must keep an eye on the sheep. All I want is those sheep to not get hurt, no matter how much we don't like Chester, Rose suggested. Yes, Rose, I'll watch the sheep and you'll go tell the farmer, agreed Riley. Rose and Riley were a sensible couple of young girls who could not let the sheep get hurt, so Rose hurried from the farm and Riley chased after the sheep. Chester had no idea that the sheep were missing. He was chilling with a cup of coffee and saw Rose rushing towards him. No one can trespass. Did you not read the sign at the gate? Chester raised his voice whilst twisting his mustache. I am so sorry to disturb you, Mr. Chester, but I've got some news about your sheep. Okay, I'm not gonna read this whole one. It seems pretty good. It's not as good as the other one. It's not as captivating as the Lucas the Crocodile, but it seems pretty good. I'm not a very big fan of these like very in person, because it's like this, you know. I'm so sorry to disturb you. It's not like a tale. It's more like you're there with them. I think they can be good, but it's not as entertaining as when it's like just telling from a third-party perspective of what actually happening. This is like a first-person perspective or second. I'm not really sure what you call it, but you get what I mean. But yeah, a 4 out of 5. Not great, but not bad either. This is a long story as well. The Little Lost Elephant, 1,558 words. Wow. So let's just brief through it quickly. I think if we read all of this video is going to be like 30 minutes long. I think we can just brief through the last two. We read the first one to get like an overall idea, and now let's see what the rest are like. So this is about the little lost elephants, and people say the elephants never forget, and that's true. Unfortunately, in the case of a certain little elephant, it could also be said that they are easily distracted. Okay, so we have a distracted elephant in this story. Harlow nodded and moved his lips into the biggest smile he could manage, and next to him Charlotte did the same. Now I don't know if you've ever seen a hippo smile, but it's a sight to behold. Yeah, I mean, this seems quite good. It's like, again, this I'm not sure what this is gonna sound like when a voice actor does this. Mum, mum, mum. We're gonna see. They're making sound effects in the stories too, but yeah, seems quite good. Quite short, yeah, but I don't mind. Let's have a look through this one. Once upon a time, King Lion's daughter was getting married. He therefore invited animals to the wedding ceremony. All the animals were excited to go to the wedding. Musicians led by Mr. Tiger, the conductor who could be heard preparing the songs for the wedding. In the market, the baboons and the monkeys were busy making the animals beautiful. For this occasion, the zebra wanted to look her best. She walked into the salon and was welcomed by Mother Baboon. By this time, Zebra did not have the black and white stripes she has. She had a dull grey look. But then she's not a zebra. Okay, never mind. She told Mother Baboon, would you please make me have black and white stripes? I think I will look good in them. Mother Baboon looked at the zebra and saw that she would look good and set to work. She called her daughter to bring the brush and the paints. She carefully brushed the white and the black until she was done. Zebra looked so beautiful. She admired herself in the mirror. She waited until the night and walked silently into her home and waited for the morning. When morning came, all the animals gathered in the lion's homestead. There was music and dance. The hyenas were making jokes and laughing at one corner. In one corner. They weren't laughing at the corner, you know? The monkeys were busy making food in the kitchen while the elephant brought water in their trunks. The lion sat on the throne and looked how beautiful his kingdom was. He was happy. He loved the unity in his kingdom and how the animals came to help each other. Since everyone was happy, they did not notice the zebra was missing. The party was getting better. The dances heated and all the animals danced and enjoyed the music. The sounds of the jungle made everything beautiful. In the palace, the baboons were busy decorating the princess for her wedding. She looked beautiful. She looked at herself in the mirror and smiled. Then the time came for the wedding. The elephants blew their trumpet and everything became silent. The animals made way for the wedding party. They arrived and all of the animals bowed in respect. The procession made its way to their seats, and there, just behind the princess, was Zebra. No one had seen Zebra until now. The animals were all shocked. She was beautiful. She had stolen the show from the princess. Okay, I mean, King Lion was angry. He looked at the zebra and anger could be seen in his eyes. From that moment, Zebra knew she was in trouble. The princess was sad. Although the baboon had done her best, she could not make the princess look as beautiful as the zebra. After the ceremony, the lion called Zebra and the baboon. He roared in anger and they told the baboon to never stay in his land and that his family the baboon and his family had to move into the forest and live in the trees. The zebra was warned to be careful because whenever they met, she will be eaten. From that day, the zebra is always looking out. I mean, this one was pretty bad, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. This one was pretty bad. It's like so much grammar, which is not good. Like, there's no real storyline to it, and it's like you don't really know who the characters are. It's not really bad. It's like 2 out of 5 stars. I'll probably still use it since it's like a short one. It won't hurt, but it won't be like a masterpiece, you know? Yeah, interesting stuff. So that was that. 4 Fiverr orders ranging from $10 to $15 each. They were for between 500 and 1,500 words. I thought the crocodile was the best one, the one I read it first. That's why I read it out loud. So that's kind of what you can expect if you spend $15 on Fiverr Ghostwriters, what you kind of expect to see. Sometimes they'll be very good, sometimes they'll be very bad, and now I'm undermining capitalism itself by not leaving a negative review for the ones I did not think were good, but oh well. So with that said, we've got 4 new stories acquired. I think now the next step is going to be to get voice actors to act these out and probably buy some more stories from the ones that were good, and then yeah, just keep working like that. So with that said, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video, and if you want to see this series continue, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.